Alright guys, we are back, and I was just sitting here wondering what better way to end the day than making some UV mapping. And that's what we're going to do. At least it's very late for me, maybe you're seeing this in the daytime. So we got a model right here, and this model is a female character that I did in the head modeling tutorials earlier on. And basically what we're going to do is, of course, UV map her. So the most important things when you're UV mapping is how you place your seams. And by seams I mean the places where you're cutting up the edges. So you don't want it to be too obvious, I mean like on the chin and on the eyes, but it actually doesn't matter that much, because if you, for example, paint the textures in Mudbox, you can easily ignore the seams. And most of the time I do that. I project textures and yeah, I just make them seamless. So if you go to the polygon tab over here, you can find create UVs. So in here you have a lot of different stuff, and sometimes I use planar mapping or cylindrical mapping to kind of indicate what my object looks the most like. So this is a head, and it might look a lot like cylindrical mapping. So you can always use automatic mapping if you don't want a UV mapping, if you don't want anything to do about it. If I use that, let's just see, it places some planes all around the object to kind of make that as projections and divide the mesh. So if you now go to Window, UV Texture Editor, you can see that it does kind of an okay job. It takes some of the sides and just pull them together and stuff like that. This might be a way to use it. We could also use cylindrical mapping, and this kind of makes a fake cylinder around it, and you can pull these points to make it go all around and pull it up and stuff like that. So if you go to the UV editor again, UV texture editor, sorry, you can see it's kind of one object now, and it kind of makes it look alright. So this might be something we could use as well. But the problem with Maya is that it doesn't really show an indication on how your UV map is stretching the model. It doesn't have a clear way to show that. I think maybe you can get a shader or something like that for it, but it doesn't really work that well. And you also have the unfold, and let me just show you the unfold. Now I'm going to select all the objects, and we have this little icon. Oops, it's not that icon. Oh, let's go here then. No, let me just, it should be, where the fuck is it? Oh, it is this. Oh, it's just called the smooth UV tool. And if you select that, you have this little interface that you can move around. It has unfold and relax. If you relax, it kind of takes the middle of the objects and tries to relax them. But if you unfold instead, it will kind of make a nice UV space. And you can just keep doing this, and you can see it unfolds it in an okay way. So to make the seams, you can go to edge mode, and let's say that I want a seam in the back head like this. I'm gonna unselect some of them, and this is gonna be my seam. So I'm gonna go to, oh, basically I think you can use this. Well, it has weird names in here. But this means you want to move these. Oops. Move these over here and sew them onto the model on the other side. So you can go to move and sew UVs, and it fits it on the other side. And you also want to zoom into this. So if I now try to unfold it, you can see that I probably need to move into this as well. But other than that, that's another thing. It's really it has some bugs when you select this tool. Sometimes you can't select edges, so you have to select the move tool first and then select the edges to unfold. So I probably want to cut some of this out, the eyes and stuff. But I'm not gonna show it too much in Maya because you can cut the stuff out you want. But Maya still is such a program to UV mapping. I will probably make a cut right here on the jawline, and then up to the ear, and then probably in the back of the head, around the ears, and depending on how nice I want my UV space, I might cut out some other stuff. But I would like to show you the awesome program that I use, and I got a feeling that you really want to see it as well. So let me just show you. It's called Roadkill UV tool. You can search on Google and you will find it. You can also see the page up here, or the URL. And basically you get to this page. Now you can install it as a plugin, but it's not optimized for the latest versions of Maya. So I recommend just using the standalone version. And you can see here is a screenshot where it actually shows how much the UVs are stretching. So green is good, blue and red is bad. That's basically pretty simple. If you go scroll down, you can see downloads for Windows, Maya, and this is the first one you want to select and download. Now this comes, when you download this, it's both the standalone version and the Maya version. So everything's good. And of course I already installed it. Let me load my model. And let's see. So basically, oops. Damn it, I didn't want to show that. Okay, you can see you can see that I already cheated and make the object. Okay, let me just quickly export this as an OBJ. And if you don't know how to export, you have to go into the plugin manager and turn on OBJ export. And then just select OBJ export here, give it a name and export selected. Yes, I want to replace it. Open up again. Let me load my new thingy. So you can see here we have the UVs that we did before. So I'm just going to select, so of course maybe I should introduce the interface. That's always a good beginning. So I have file, edit, where you have undo, redo, select all, reset cameras, center around selected edges. That's really important. So N is a nice shortcut. Edge mode is probably the things that you're going to use the most. Select, cut selected, and world selected. So C and V is the hotkeys that I'm going to use the most. You can also go to UV mode, where there are some stuff, but I really don't use it that much. In here, switches, you can use LSCM. I'm not sure what it stands for, but I believe if you have this turned on, it will try to fit the UVs more organically in the space. But if you haven't fit it on, it will place them more lined up. So it's better for what's it called? Non-organic stuff, like hard model stuff. But I have never turned it on because it doesn't do a very good job. You can select the wireframe. Oh, really nice. Don't select back faces. That's also a good thing. So probably I will have that on, probably not. Single select means that you only are going to select one. In here you have the textures, so let me turn off the wireframe. You have the checker, you have the colors, numbers, which mean these are pretty good as well to see if something is reversed or turning the wrong way, so the numbers will be reversed as well. So that is great, but what I love is this show stretch. And you can see if I just went with this, I would have some serious problems these places. So that's not good at all. That's actually very bad, and this snake is totally blue, so it's a lot of stretching going on, but the face is kind of okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edge mode, select, and then I can just drag on top of everything. I'm going to hold V to weld everything together. This makes my mesh very red. So that's probably not the best idea, but I want to have a clean standing point to show you guys. So I'm going to weld these as well. And the way you can select, you navigate in the same way that you navigate in Maya. So that's easy to understand. And if you double click, you select the edge loop. But it has some funny ways to select them. You can see now it selects and it works probably here, but sometimes it selects in a weird way. Now if you hold down Control, you deselect edges. If you hold down Shift, you can add to the selection. But if you just select, it doesn't have the latest selection on. So I'm just going to turn these off. The problem with this is that it has an easy time selecting faces you don't want. So let's see in the wireframe. You can see that I have some selected over here, and now I have to be in front of them to turn them off. That's also a bit annoying, but I got the edges selected that I want. So now I'm just going to press cut, which means it instantly recalculates the UV layout, and that's really awesome. You don't have to wait and do all the unfolding. It basically is a real-time unfolder, if you can say it in that way. So the next thing is that I want a cut at the jawline. I'm going to deselect these, I'm going to deselect these, I'm going to select the bottom ones. You can see what I mean. That was a weirdly selected edge loop. So anyway, I'm just making sure nothing else is selected. I'm going to press cut. And now it's already starting to look much better. So this is a nice thing, but you will have a choice at some point where you have to choose if you want a really nice non-stretched UV layout, or you want less seams but a little bit of stretching. Because I mean the red is really the nose is really red, and you can't fix that unless you cut off the nose. And if you cut off the nose and is doing textures in Photoshop, it's very hard to get the seams looking right. But Mudbox comes with Maya now, so probably the best idea is to use Mudbox for it. But the most, at least I think the most important thing when you're UV mapping is to make the right decisions on where your seams are going to be. And it might be good and it might be bad. So I could just keep doing this and telling you about how I did it, but instead it's going to be very boring. So I'm just going to load the pre-prepared mesh and show you how I did it. So you can see it's almost all green. It has a little bit of blue, actually a lot in the back, but it doesn't matter that much because you're not going to see it. The most important part is the face. And you can see that I cut off the nose. And that was a choice that I made. I also cut off the eyes. That was also a choice. And I'm doing this because I know that I'm going to make the textures in Mudbox, so I can get away with it more easily. But if you know that you're not gonna do that, oh, I can see them over here. it's probably better just to have less seams. And this is very cool, and you can just export it again, save, and it saves as OBJ. So it's really pretty simple. And I had to get these seams in order to make it green enough. And I mean, if we want a close-up on the face, it has to be really good. I want to make this model really detailed and look really nice. So that's, in my opinion, a way to go about it. But yeah, if you want some other tools, I can recommend UV Layout. It's actually called UV Layout, and it's pretty awesome. I know that ZBrush has some ways of doing it as well. So yeah, that should also be very nice. What I would like to show you now is, if you don't know the site, I recommend that you go check it out. It's a little community that I've been working on, and you can find a lot of tutorials in here. You can just select the category and find it in there. You can also become a member and support the community. Oh, it should work. My computer it's not the site that doesn't work, it's my computer. It's very bad sometimes. But you can see the introduction video and fill out the form to become a member. I would be really happy if you did that. And that's basically it. So thanks a lot for listening. I hope you got something out. If you have some other cool UV tools, please share it in the comments. And if you have some thoughts about the UV map that I made, if you think it was bad or good, just feel free to let me know. Thanks a lot for listening. See you guys.